From Prado 150 out of here. Josh and I, we're just going to go through some of the modifications we've done to this Prado 150. So they're all fairly basic. We're going to show you that you can do a few things to your car without spending a heap of money. And if you can do them yourself, you obviously can save even a bit more money. So most of this stuff we've done ourselves with the help of some experts. So we're just going to go through them with you. So we'll start with the bull bar. We've gone with the Iron Man bull bar. This is Iron Man's twin bar. We picked it because it looks good and it also takes the winch. We've managed to be able to put that on ourselves, so again we've saved a bit of money that way. The money you save you can spend it on the next modification that you do. So there you go, that's the bull bar. We didn't worry about the fog lights. You don't really need fog lights when you're out in the bush doing the tracks, so we didn't go with the fog lights. It's got a mount here for the winch. We've just got a Ridge Rider 12,000 pound winch. We've had that for probably a few years now, and we've had the bull bar on for about just over 12 months. We've used the winch 2 or 3 times. No dramas at all. So the winch is just mounted under here, as you can see, if you can see that. And we've been able to wire it in ourselves. This is wired to the main battery, just through the front there. And we'll show you how that's done in a minute.
Just got that eBay special light bar. I think it was a couple $100 off eBay. Then we got the Oricom, we just got a UHF aerial here with the piece inside.
So just moving to underneath the vehicle.
Right.
We haven't done...
Okay.
So just moving to underneath the vehicle, we haven't done too much here. We just used the factory Toyota plates further down, and the front ones here, they were part of the Iron Man bull bar. So we're still looking into what we're going to do underneath. Guys, just going to bring you around to the tyres. We just bought the Open Country Toyo RTs. These are in between an all-terrain and a mud terrain. We've got the 265/70/17s, so we've just gone up one size. This is probably the maximum we can go on this size, keeping the original rim size. So we've so far we've found them very good. They're not all that noisy on the road. And just recently also, these were a silver coloured rim, the standard Toyota rim. So we were keen on getting some black ones, and we saved some money by not buying new rims. So we did a bit of research and we've painted these rims black. We think they look awesome. My son Joshua, he's done a great job in painting them. That was his little project.
On the side here we got the Southern Cross Fabrications rock sliders. I think they're 50mm steel, 50mm diameter steel bars, and then they're just mounted to the chassis. Powder coated in black.
So Josh, how easy were they to install?
Pretty easy. I could do it by myself on the driveway.
So on the rear, we got the same thing on the rear. These are a 150 to 300 rated springs, constant load. It gives us a smooth ride. So far it's been great whether we loaded or unloaded. It's just in the middle there. We don't have any dramas with it. We've also got some adjustable sway link bars, and they definitely help when we are loaded up, particularly when you're going around corners. We've also got some airbags in there as well. We put the airbags in before we did the lift, and the reason why we did that is that we used to tow an MDC camper trailer, and it had a very heavy tow bore weight. It was about 180 to 200 kilos. Yes, very heavy. And the Prado had it sunk at the back there. So to fix that issue, we got the airbags, and then after that we put in a lift kit. Now my son Joshua, we both did the rear. However, though, we got a suspension place in Toowoomba who we bought the suspension kit off to do the front. And the reason for that is that we didn't feel confident in doing the front in relation to all the steering mechanism, and it needed when you do the front steering, you obviously need a wheel alignment as well, so it would have had to go in there to get that done after we did it. So we do a lot of things ourselves. We also know our limits, and also we're quite aware of safety aspects of what we do.
So we just got the airbag outlets right here, and the Anderson plug, and then just the 7-pin round plug there on the factory tow bar. Righto, so we got our built not bought sticker right there. And we got, for roof rack, we got just the King's one that we bought when we first bought the car, just to give us a bit more storage. Got our, I think it's BCF shovel holder, just a shovel from Bunnings. And then we got our June, we got our Anaconda rear awning. Just I think it's a 1.4 metre by 2.5. And then on this side, we got our just a King's 2 metre by 2.5. Film a video on this.
I got you first, yeah.
Huh?
Alright.
Okay.
2, 3, go.
Righto, so we got our 160 watt fixed solar panel from just King's again. Does the job. And we just got it hardwired through an Anderson plug that goes down the side of the windscreen and into the second battery of the charger. So we just got a second battery here, and that runs our fridge in the back with some camp lights. We just got one of these Century battery monitors that connects to the phone, and then just got the Anderson plug here. That can either be solar panel, or you can plug your air compressor in and just pump up your tyres. So say it's a 102 amp hour battery with just a battery tray off eBay. I think it was $90 for the battery tray. And then 2.5 inches all the way through. And then we just got the cheeky 3-inch dump from Autobarn. Just one of those bolt-on ones. And it sounds mid.
So we've just not recently come back from a trip, so there was a lot of mud and water. I normally like to keep a clean engine bay, but I haven't got around to it yet. So normally it's nice and clean. You can just see all the mud everywhere inside. Clean engine, you're much easier to see if you've got any problems with the engine. So we're just going to move on to this side. So we've just got the Century battery, that's our main cranking battery. So we've connected the winch to it. Now we've also got a Ridge Rider DC-DC charger. So I went with the middle range. We haven't had any dramas with it. So when you compare price and what you want, I've tried the Ridge Rider. We bought that from Super Cheap Auto. Now, so far it's been doing great. The reason why I picked it is it's a 30 amp, 12 volt 30 amp. So I didn't really need to go 40 amp. I know that Red Arc is probably the pick of the DC-DC chargers, but when I looked at price and what I wanted, I didn't need 40 and I wanted more than 20, and I found this one for a middle of the range price and what I wanted, so that's what I've gone with this. I've had no problem with it at all. It's been in there for a while now. We've connected the solar panel to it. The only thing is it just gets a bit hot, gets a bit warm. Sometimes you can't even put your hand on it. But it hasn't caused us any problems. It's charged the battery up. It's actually showing that the battery's on full charge now, and that's just from the solar panel working this morning. So yeah, we installed the wire, like a wire loom down to the back of the vehicle. With Joshua did that to run the fridge. However, when I said about knowing your limits on what you can do, I actually took the car to an auto electrician and I asked them if they could wire this in, which they did, and it's working fine. So the other thing, what we used to have before, and with the Prados, they have a smart alternator, so it wasn't really working efficiently. But what we did initially when we put the battery in is we used one of those solenoids to connect the two batteries together. So when it charged, when it got up to the operating voltage for the main battery, it then charged the second battery. As we all know, with the newer cars, the smart alternator, it doesn't really charge the second battery efficiently, and you've got to go and get a DC-DC charger. So we basically had, the reason why I'm saying that is we basically had all the wiring in place for that. So when they installed the DC-DC charger, he could tap into that wiring and also double check what we already did.
So for Snorkel, we just went with a Safari, just a standard with the ram head. Just goes into the factory airbox, all plumbed in.
So we just come inside the vehicle. There's not much going on inside the cab here. We've kept it pretty simple, pretty standard. As I said, we do what we need to do, and on a bit of a budget as well. So what we've done is we've gone and we've installed a iDRIVE. So it's a throttle controller, fairly easy to put in. Just unplug the cable on the accelerator there, and this goes in between, if that makes sense. So we found it to be excellent. I'd highly recommend it. So the throttle controller, it just takes away that lag. You know, when you put your foot down in a diesel, it just takes a few seconds to respond. This responds very well. We've noticed a big difference. It's good for just driving around town, good on the highway if you want to overtake someone that's going a bit slow, and it's perfect on those tracks. You can adjust it to what type of track you're doing and to how much power you want. So guys, we've got the Oricum UHF radio. We actually bought that from the Brisbane show 2019. It's look at all the controls are on the handpiece, which is excellent, and the actual box just sits or hides away underneath the dashboard in there. We haven't had any problems with it. It's been excellent. It's great to use UHF radio when you got your mates in other vehicles, when you're doing the tracks and someone can spot you. Guys, we're just in the back seat now. In a moment we'll explain that we've taken the rear seats out to give us some extra room. You met Joshua. We've also got Lachlan, he's 14, and Chloe, who's 12. So they're getting a bit older now. We found there was no real need to have rear seats. They're bearable, but you know, when you're big and tall or whatever, there's not much room in the back. So we decided to take them out. We'll show you that in a minute. But over here we've got the Kaon. I'm not here to sell anything or recommend any products, but when you come across something that's an excellent product, Kaon make a lot of stuff for the Prados, and in particular the Prado 150. So we've gone and bought a barrier, cargo barrier. It just goes from the roof down to the level of the back seats here. And in addition to that, we also bought a shelf. So that's just something where you can put all your small stuff, just keeps everything up and out of the way. Look, I think both of these products are awesome. Their design is awesome. They fit in perfectly, and yeah, it's been great. And when you're going camping, you can load the car up safely in the back there without worrying about anything coming forward. I'm just going to go in the back and have a bit of a look. I'm going to get Joshua to show you his handiwork in the back here. Yep.
Right, okay. So in the back here, we just got a fridge box. Stops all the stuff for when you pull your fridge out, stops all the stuff from falling behind it. And then we just got a Titan fridge slide, 60 litre fridge slide with our Engel 40 litre fridge. Keep all the beers cold. And then we just got some lights in here just to light up the night. And then if you see just in behind there, we got our 20 litre jerry full of water. And that's just gravity fed into a hose. It comes out the back here. That just sits in there. And then just in here, you gotta zoom in on here. We just got our bit of a 12 volt panel here. Not really. We just got some USBs and a voltmeter. We're sitting at 14.8 volts, fully charged. Then we just got a switch here to turn it all off if we want. And then up the top here, got our K-On shelf. We're looking to get a travel buddy, one of those ovens just to hang it from underneath, cook some pies up on the road. Look at our Titan drawer, bit of a mess at the moment, enough to give it a clean up. And then lastly, on the back door here, we just got a table that we built. Put all your meals on it. Just up with some line off your clothesline we had in the shed.
So, Josh, you're the instigator of all this. You've designed and installed it. Now, to get all this in, we had to take the back seats out. How did you find that, Joshua, when we did that?
Made a massive difference. Seats. This whole drawer system used to sit up just here, and then just about here, like I sit on top of here, up here. So it's about 150 mil. It dropped it 200 mil.
So for anyone that's wanting to do something like this, just explain, when you pulled out the back seats, because it wasn't level, what did you have to do?
We just got 2 pieces of wood, and we just used the factory bolt holes and just bolt the wood to it. And then for the false floor, we just got, I think we've got about 12 screws. Just hold the false floor to the piece of wood. Now that's pretty sturdy. It's not going anywhere.
We've been pretty happy with it.
Yep.
Now, Josh, there's a bit of a gap here. So what do we sometimes do when we go on a camping trip? Do we have drawers that we put in there?
Yeah, so we normally, right here, we normally have a set of 2 drawers just for our kitchen and stuff, and then we have the jerry can that sits here. We just got our tie down straps here. Sits about there, and then you got your space here.
So that's a second jerry can that you're talking about, Josh?
Yep.
Yep, okay.
We've got 40 litres in total.
Yep. So we're just going to move on to the tyres. Now, we've just recently put on the Open Country Toyos, the RT. The RT is between a mud terrain and an all terrain. So these are the 265. Just keep it running, because you can do some bloopers at the end. So just keep it. You got it running still?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
265 70 17s.
Yeah. Okay.
Read it then.
All right. I'll read it as I'm talking. Guys, we're just going to move on to the tyres. We've just recently bought the Open Country Toyo RTs. Now they're like an in between a all terrain and a mud terrain. So we're running the 265 70.
You actually use decibels, that has to be, and then so it's 2.5 inches straight through, and then we just got the bit of a cheeky Autobahn muffler. I mean, do it again.
Hey guys, thanks for watching our mod video. Just wanted to show you what myself and my sons can get up to as a team and how we accomplish some of those projects on a budget. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you could like and subscribe, that would be excellent. And we will see you on the next video. Thanks again. Catch you all later.